C to the A, double S-I-D-Y. Casty, she's so fly, got the room up to capacity. No questions, stop asking me. So today, you guys, I'm going to tell you how to be a filmmaker, to make films, to filmmake on your iPhone. So I'm starting a production series. It's called the iPhone production series. Couldn't think of a more creative name. But yeah, I'm going to start a series on iPhone production because I get a lot of questions about Casty, what kind of camera do I need? I want to start a channel, what kind of camera do I need? I want to be a photographer, what kind of camera do I need? I want to do this and that, and what kind of camera do I need to start? And I'm like, guess what? You already have the camera in your pocket. Your phone. So yeah, this is my phone. It says my name on it. How did I get my name on my phone, you ask? Well, the beautiful people at Hanagram sent me over a custom phone case, you guys. Basically, you know, if you want to look cute, why are you making films on your camera? And everyone knows who the director is. Hop over to Hanagram. But yeah, if you want something a little bit more on the safer side, they also have tempered glass cases, and they have tons of customizable options. You can just do letters, no customizable option, whatever you're feeling. Alright, you guys, so filmmaking on your iPhone. So the first biggest thing I like to mention is changing the camera on your physical iPhone itself. A lot of people don't know this, but in your settings, you go to camera. It actually has very specific camera options when you go over to, I believe it's video recording or something, and it gives you camera options of what kind of camera you want to shoot with, which is like, what? The first option is 720p at 30 frames per second, I believe. And so this is probably like the lowest quality option they have, but it's still considered high quality content video. A really cool thing, under all these options, they have a small paragraph with notes. So if you need to see, like, remind yourself anything that I'm talking about or what these things mean, then you also have that option every time you go into the camera section on the settings app. But yeah, so your first option gets 720p video, which is still really good quality video. It doesn't take up too much space on your phone, and it doesn't take up too much time when you're exporting or doing certain things. So if you don't need something that's high quality and you're just doing a fast export, then this is a great option. The next thing available is 1080p at 30 frames per second. So this is probably going to be more if you want that step up and you want an HD video, but at the same time you want like just the regular like kind of speed and regular frame rate that you would see on a camera. If you want me to go more specific into frame rates, I'm going to kind of touch on frame rates in this video. But if you want me to go more specific into that, then that's whole nother level, but we can talk about it. But yeah, so you first get that 30 frame rate option, and then you get to 1080p and 60 frame rate. So when I would use 1080p and 60 frame rates, and when I have used it in the past, is when I want to take an HD video, but I want to slow-mo it when I go into post-production. So yes, on your iPhone you have the option typically on the newer models to do slow-mo inside the phone. But if you're doing slow-mo in post-production, so in the editing process, rather than on the phone itself, then this is what I shot at, was 1080p 60 frames per second, so I can go back in slow-mo. The camera I currently have, my DSLR that I shoot on currently, which is a Canon 70D, does shoot at 1080p 30 frames per second as well as 60 frames per second. So that means you have the option to shoot like my actual DSLR camera on your iPhone. So don't give me the excuses, okay? The next option we have, you guys, is the beautiful 4K. 4K has a special place in my heart. So you have beautiful 4K video at 24 frames per second. So 24 frames per second is what your average movie is shot at. So when I'm shooting my web shows, or when I'm shooting something that's not going to be put in slow motion, I head right over to 24 frames per second. So you're getting this super high quality viewable video at 4K, 24 frames per second. My camera does not shoot at 4K. Okay, that already tells you. You also have the option of 4K at 30 frames per second, and then you have 4K at 60 frames per second. So once you figure out what you're filming, whether you're filming a slow motion video that you just want to be HD, or you want to get 4K, the best, absolute highest quality, and got all the space on your phone to do so, then set your camera and we're ready to move on to the next step. This is a lot. It's a lot of information. I'm trying to get it out of my brain, so Okay, so next is going to be shooting apps and your actual camera itself. Me personally, I don't use any shooting apps. I don't have a specific video app that I film off of, but I know a lot of people do. For me personally, I just use the camera app that comes with the phone. I just naturally have never really looked for another app. I just use that and do everything in post-production. So one thing about whether using the in-camera app or whatever app that's going to make your the biggest difference between your phone, you're shooting on your phone, and you're making a movie or you're making something a bit more professional is going to be the framing of your shot. So typically when I'm thinking of someone, I tell someone to record me on my iPhone, just somebody random, a friend, somebody on the side of the street, like, hey, get this shot real quick. I'm typically seeing something like this, which is cool because vertical video, very in right now, very, you know, a lot of people are watching vertical video. It's a thing. There's people making vertical music videos right now, which I think is really cool. I'm even dabbling in vertical video. But when we're talking about like film and YouTube videos at the current moment, depending on what you're doing or what your purpose is, you gotta get used to doing this. We get used to doing something like this because this is the direction most people are watching videos in still, and it's still the direction that most televisions and movie theaters are showing films in. So you do have to get used to that horizontal theme, and once you get used to that horizontal, then you can play around with different shots. But yeah, so you can pan across, you can come from behind, you can open a door, you can transition lighting, you can open a fridge, open a cabinet and have the phone inside of there and get really cinematic images with the phone just by working on the frame. So what I do is I look at, when I'm watching movies, when I'm watching certain things, I really look at the different frames and techniques that they use to either enter the shot or film the shot, or how they have different people standing. Selfie sticks, you guys, dollar selfie sticks, cheapest little selfie sticks typically come with the screw off thing at the top, and what's great is you can screw this onto a tripod, a stand, anything, and then just put your phone. Another really cool option for stabilization, guys, is a gimbal. I just got a gimbal for my actual camera itself, but they have gimbals out, that same company that makes gimbals for iPhones, DJI. I know there's another company, I always forget the name, but I'll probably link them below. But there's a lot of different gimbal options if you want to stabilize your phone while you're doing moving shots, which is really great as well. And of course, get you that professional video looking quality that I would get video stabilizing my camera. We talked about choosing the right camera in your phone, what camera app you're actually shooting with. We talked about framing your shot. We talked about stabilization. So the last thing I just want to kind of discuss, which I kind of tapped on, was accessories for your phone. So one thing that I would definitely recommend if you're really just getting into it and you're using your phone and all that kind of stuff, and you really are starting to enjoy it and you want to just get the most out of your mobile device, then to get a rig, because a rig allows you to attach multiple devices. So with a rig you can attach a microphone. I know Rode has microphones that plug directly into your phone. There's like different lapel and options for microphones that plug directly into your phone. You can put a light on that rig as well, so you have a microphone, a light. There's different lens options for your camera, so you can add lenses, make it more fisheye, make a wider shot, make a closer shot. There's so many different things you can do to play around with your camera that are going to be a lot cheaper than investing into actual film equipment, which I definitely recommend for people who are first starting, especially at least getting some kind of way to stabilize your phone, and shooting on your phone is definitely what I say to start with. So yeah, I hope you guys learned a lot from this video, and I hope you feel like you can go ahead and get started with your device in your pocket. Next, I want to continue this series talking about editing on your phone, and all different kinds of stuff. If you have any specific ideas or things that you want to learn how to do on your phone, comment it below. Peace, love, and happiness.